Taylor Swift didn't ask for credit. Hayley Williams didn't either. So why did Olivia Rodrigo give it to them? There's someone else in this story, someone no one's blaming. You don't see his face in the headlines. He's not part of the fan wars. Let's talk about the Cruel Summer deja vu controversy. So, Olivia had to give credit to Taylor Swift, St. Vincent, and Jack Antonoff for deja vu. Yes, it wasn't just Taylor. Shocking. But this wasn't started by Taylor's team. Even though many people are quick to blame Taylor and Hayley Williams, the truth is the one who started the conversation was former Paramore guitarist, Josh Farro. Olivia used to say she was influenced by Paramore, and this former guitarist saw the similarity between Good For You and Misery Business, and started pointing it out publicly. Basically thanks to TikTok and all those comparisons people made.
Our biggest was, a song called Misery Business, which recently there was a lawsuit, and Olivia Rodrigo ripped that song off. So we actually are technically writers on that song now. Her song Good For You, which was a #1 worldwide, pop song recently. So I got to reap the benefit of that, but none of the labor. That was pretty epic.
He definitely saw this as a chance to make money and went after it. He's not in it for the art or because he somehow feels robbed in this situation. And still, he doesn't get half the hate the other songwriters get. In the headlines, it's very rare to see his face, and it's rare to see people online pointing at him. Believe me, I've looked. Meanwhile, the conversation about the legal side of Good For You was opened. Olivia gave credit to Taylor and Jack Antonoff because she herself stated that the bridge in Deja Vu was inspired by Cruel Summer.
I love Cruel Summer, it's one of my favorite songs ever. I love the yelly vocals in it, the harmonized yells that she does. I feel like they're super electric and moving, and so I wanted to do something like that, and I love that.
Jack Antonoff, producer of Cruel Summer, said he had no idea about these credits. He said, "I had never met her, and I had never been in a room with her. So it's interesting. But yeah, it came through the channels that the bit on Deja Vu was inspired by that bridge and we were going to be credited. I thought that was really cool." And finally, her team decided to give credit to Hayley Williams and Josh Farro, giving them 50% of the royalties. According to Variety, there were questions about whether those credits were added after the release or if they had been agreed on beforehand. While they didn't initially appear on Spotify, they were registered with ASCAP, the copyright organization. But in the end, it was confirmed that it wasn't a direct copy or a sample, but an interpolation, which means Olivia took elements of the original song and reinterpreted them into Good For You, in this case, the melody. So this means that neither Taylor nor Jack or Hayley sued Olivia, nor had any intention to. Hayley even posted to her story saying the label was bugging over it. The only one who seemed interested in getting credit from the beginning was Josh Farro, and Olivia's team decided to credit all of them to avoid legal issues. And basically, all of this happened because of that Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams lawsuit. Let me explain it real quick. In 2015, the creators of Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams, were sued by Marvin Gaye's family because the song had a similar vibe to Got to Give It Up. But hey, it wasn't a sample and they didn't copy an exact melody, it just had a feeling, a vibe, a resemblance. Still, they lost the case, and Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams had to pay $5.3 million. Plus, the verdict forced them to credit Marvin Gaye as a co-writer of Blurred Lines, meaning his heirs now receive part of the royalties. That trial lasted 5 years, and the core debate was how far inspiration can go before it becomes plagiarism. Since then, artists have become much more cautious with credits, giving them when they sense similarities based on vibe, avoiding legal issues. So, when you see Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, or any other artist giving or receiving credit for melodic inspiration, it's not because they're stealing or demanding it. It's just how the industry works now. Including Taylor herself, for example, she used part of the famous song I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred in Look What You Made Me Do. But instead of just sampling it, Taylor and Jack decided to credit the members of Right Said Fred as co-writers, even though they didn't write a single word of the song's lyrics. They didn't even know Taylor had been inspired by them until a few days after the song came out. This matters because instead of just using a snippet, it was something much more integrated into Taylor's song. Taylor even sent them flowers, something that, of course, she didn't get this time, just online comments about how she's a mean girl. Oh, and no one thinks Right Said Fred are cold or calculating for receiving credit from Taylor without expecting it. It shows how copyright law has become more sensitive about interpolations and samples, making sure artists get the recognition they deserve. And this is my opinion. The internet has called Taylor a mean girl for this. And honestly, I think it's only Taylor. No one says anything about Jack, and Hailey is safe.
Hailey, baby, run while you can.
But being objective, she didn't have to reject the credit just because a new artist said she was a fan. The music world is a business. We're talking about her art, her work, and the work of an entire team behind her. You only see Taylor's face, but behind every song there's a lot of people working. Many think that because Taylor is an established artist, she should just give credit and step aside, or bless people, minimize her own art, make herself small, give away awards, blah blah blah. But that's not how legal things work. These are Twitter opinions from people who definitely don't work in the industry and don't want to see the cold side of the business. Personally, I don't think Deja Vu and Cruel Summer sound alike, but if Olivia herself said the bridge was inspired by Cruel Summer, I'm not going to argue with her. I think both Livies and Swifties took this topic way too personally. And the most important part? Neither Taylor, Jack, nor Hayley Williams sued Olivia. Stop with that narrative! Instead, credit was given, and an agreement was made in terms of how that credit amounts to monetization. In fact, it's haters and the media who keep feeding this theory that they hate each other. And Taylor doesn't seem to have any problem with Olivia. She's even shown her support at some award shows. People are quick to say things like, "Oh my god, Taylor is jealous," or "never meet your idols." But over the years, Taylor has supported many young artists who were just starting their careers. Artists like Camila Cabello, Sabrina Carpenter, Halsey, and Gracie Abrams, for example, received a platform and support from Taylor long before they went viral. Rosé from Blackpink recently said she asked Taylor for advice, and Taylor actually helped her out with advice about the business side of the music industry. So all this mean girl drama just because she accepted some credits?
Oh, come on.
I don't know, it feels like too much. The hate seems really forced. While I do think Olivia distanced herself from Taylor on purpose, and avoids mentioning her because the media and fans put her under Taylor's shadow, she was treated like Taylor's daughter. Even though she helped push that narrative for a while, it eventually became repetitive and unflattering for a rising artist like Olivia, who wanted to be recognized for her own work. I also have to say, this isn't really Taylor versus Olivia. No matter what people say, or whatever the media decides to say, there are teams working behind them, and sure, Olivia is new in the industry, but her team should have known better how to handle these things. Not just with Taylor and Paramore, but with other minor plagiarism cases I'm not going to get into in this video. I feel like they failed her, because copyright, interpolations, samples, etc. aren't foreign concepts to a record label. And it's totally normal if Olivia feels frustrated that her work was legally treated as a copy, or that she's tired of being put in other people's shadows. Anyway, what do you think about all of this? Do you think Deja Vu and Cruel Summer sound similar? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, if you enjoy this kind of content, it would mean a lot if you showed your support for the channel with a thumbs up and by subscribing. You can also join to get badges, stickers, and your name in the credits. I talk about Taylor, theories, Easter eggs, the Eras Tour, and sometimes other artists I love. Thank you for being here.